Hello, friendlings. This is Claude from Chicago, and we are back with another episode of Planet Coaster Timelapse. And I'm so happy and glad to be back with this timelapse. I don't know when the next one will be coming out, but I'm so happy to be making another one here. And today we are working on filling the gaps in Fred's Movie Studios. And if you want to see the entirety of the time lapses or the entire playlists, they're linked in the description. This is awesome. So today we are making a launch coaster, if you have not guessed already, and I'm not sure exactly which one I'm using, but this is going to be for our movie Apocalypse Now. I've said I wanted to do this, and I've seen actually a couple people build like entire parks and rides dedicated to it, but considering that our world is lagging so bad, I don't want to do like a whole dedication to it, so we're just going to be more of doing just like a little, it's just the gist of the ride. But this is a launch coaster. It goes full speed up, and it's going to do a couple swirls around. It's quite short for what the ride is. The stats are actually pretty good, but for what it is, I mean, I got them almost all green, and I didn't really do too much. But I like these launch coasters because they do like very big swooping edges, and that's pretty much like the entirety of what it does. And for people that are curious, what's Apocalypse Now? Apocalypse Now is the Martin Brando and who else was in it? Was it Martin Scorsese? No, Martin Scorsese's director. Who was it? Martin Sheen, yes. Marlon Brando, Martin Sheen were in Apocalypse Now. It's a Vietnam movie, and they are in the jungle. Here is a quick speed preview of what it looks like, and I think it's actually more important to build the coaster on these then do the detail work around it, because obviously we needed some high energy for the I guess you could say adults and teens, so they can come over here. This is not a family ride because it's pretty intense. I'm pretty happy too that I got it in like first try. I didn't have any fails, because I think from doing all these streams, you guys kind of told me like, oh yeah, people will die. So what we're doing here, I set up a tree palette over there, as you see, and we are using a bunch of trees from the, first off, I make a lake here. I think the lake is pretty good because this is supposed to be Vietnam, so I'm trying to get a lot of water in there, sort of like how Vietnam would look. But I use the trees from the adventure pack. I use some beech trees. I use some palm trees. I use any trees that sort of look like a tropical tree, because there's actually quite a lot of them. And obviously Vietnam is known for having a lot of trees and the jungles and stuff like that. So I just kind of rotate them around. I painted the track dark green, which kind of still looks light green. Putting some palm trees in here, just changing them up, changing the heights, putting them in. But I want this ride to feel like you are in a helicopter, because there is one scene in the movie Apocalypse Now where they're flying around in a helicopter attacking this village, and they have a big scene where these big U.S. fighter jets just fly in and drop this napalm all over the ground and through the trees and through the jungle. So that's sort of the scene that we are doing here today. I also incorporate the earlier in the scene, but it's in the second part of this, is that they start shooting at the helicopter with like these red flare things, which I think were supposed to be tracer rounds, but they looked like flares. I wasn't really sure what they were doing in the movie, but I try to copy that here. That was not my own original idea. I did see that from somebody else's Apocalypse Now ride, but I thought that was such a good detail. We're going to be putting that in our park as well. But this is a completely original ride, but just those little flares. I think I actually did use the flares in this. No, I used the comet trails to do that. So yeah, we're putting some more banana palms down here. I think those, like, it just gives that nice different color shape to it, to be, like, just, I mean, they're all different, but they're all the same in the same. I mean, they're not all the same. They're like, I think I have 3 or 4. One, two. I probably had like 8 or 10 different tree types. Obviously, so about like 6 or 7 were trees, and the rest were like these, those like ones that they say they're trees, but they're more like bushes. And like, just look at this. Like, there's some, it just looks really realistic here. We're gonna do some more terrain work, bring some of this dirt around here, doing a little bit of copy and paste. Everyone knows I love doing that. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I was like, I'm not going to actually just grab them all again. We're just going to copy and paste, bring them around. Just sampling from all over the map. So there's a nice variety and nice difference, so they're not exactly the same, because the worst thing about this is you could make all the trees look the same, and it just wouldn't give the same vibe, you know? Now here we are going to be adding the entrance and the exits to the ride, so I'm just doing a basic cattle pen here. And now we're going to take this asphalt road or pathway, bring it to the front of Hidden Fred's face, and that's a pretty good start for the ride. Now, trying to find some more pieces here. There is no soldiers, but we did figure out on our live streams, because we live stream Planet Coaster all the time, that the space guys actually look like Vietnam soldiers, because they're wearing that dark green. They look like more pilots than spacemen, to be quite honest with you. And then here, so at the end of the movie Apocalypse Now, or like more like near the end, there's this temple in Cambodia that Marlon Brando is a part of, and technically be in Cambodia, because it's technically not Vietnam at this point. I mean, it's from the book Heart of Darkness, which I haven't read, but there is like these abandoned things in Cambodia, and they're going all the way down this river to get to this location. So I just want to do some of these hidden temples, just to give that vibe of, just like the movie, they are going to a temple. Obviously, that's not the main premise here. The more of the main premise is like, oh, I went on the Apocalypse Now ride. This is so cool. Not like it's going to be an exact recreation like the Kubrick rides or the Good, the Bad, the Ugly. It's just more of like those themings. It's lightly themed. I mean, it's still pretty heavily themed for most theme parks, but it's not going to be like, a scale, this is exactly realistic. Because I don't think most parks really don't do that, but it's more about, you just see some details, and like that's that. Here we're making another temple, because it can't just be one temple. For some reason, they make a Planet Coaster. It's so weird to me. I really hope they make some more updates, but they need to start, like, they can't just make like these how would you say these triangles? They can't just make the one triangles like that and then not have a corner piece for like that same set. Like, it's the one thing that gets me a little bit upset with this game is they'll make the triangle pieces, but they won't make it for like to be equivalent. Like, they'll do it for some, but not all of them. Like, I don't know. We want to do a little temple up here, put a little bit of these gargoyles, or what are those, Aztec sort of things, even though that's Aztec isn't technically a part of Vietnam. Just wanted to put some of those in there, put some more U.S. soldiers up here. Could have used more of... There's not really... See, the animatronics, I really wish there was an addition in this game where you can mod it, so people can make their own sort of little things. I know you can make your own props. And by the way, we're using different trees and leaves here for the beginning, because it's a little bit different, just so there's a little bit of variety. Put some vines on there. But, yeah, I really wish they had... an option to like actually be able to mod the game, so you could change the red coat skies to blue coats or whatever color you wanted. I think that would be very awesome. Or you could just have this recolor them. Here, I guess I zoned out. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. And then we should zoom out. Yeah, there we go. And here we are doing the napalm. So we just take the fire strips here, and we put, I don't know how many we put down. I think we put 7 or 8 down in the section. We sync these up with times, and usually this is why I cut this out of videos. I mean, in time-lapse form, it's not that bad to watch. But we just sort of let it run around, make sure that you're checking. If you see there, you can see those turning blue or turning a different color to the other one. And you just sort of just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And thankfully, this ride is actually quite quick, so you can time them really easily. I usually, for this ride, I made them go off 1/10 of a second after the first one goes 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 at a 10, so that's 8. And we'd go for a little quick test here, see if that goes right. Couldn't see it at all, so we're just going to move back the trigger here, the start trigger. I'm going to put some more trees over here to cover this up so no one can like really walk in, because obviously we don't want people walking or jumping on the track, because that's definitely a huge hazard. Here we go. We are doing some of the fireworks. I don't think I recorded that. I think I actually forgot to record that. And then you can see me timing them up here, just generally timing them. Then we press test, see what happens. And be like, oh yeah, that actually didn't go anything like we just planned in our head. Retype in the numbers, and gets a little bit better. I think personally, we do need to move it back. So for these B-roll shots in in about a minute from now, I'm going to move that back so it's a little bit easier to see. And that's about it. Let's go for a first-person view. Fredlings, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Planet Coaster Time Lapse. You want to see more Planet Coaster, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. In the description down below, you can see our full time lapses and complete playlist of live stream of Planet Coaster parts of this Fred's Movie Studios. Here's some nighttime glamour shots. Gosh, they look so nice at the night. Probably could do a little bit more with the lighting, but with the flames and the missiles sort of shooting at this helicopter slash airplane sort of coaster, I think it's beyond fantastic. So we'll leave you off with this with one more video, and see you next time. Remember, a real Fredling makes his own luck.